to fulfill the midterm exam assignment from the Operation System course. I'm Azahra Desha Putri with the student ID 09031282328110 from the Information System. Regular 4B will explain you step by step by the question I have worked on. So I hope this video will help us gain a better understanding of use Linux. Enjoy watching. Alright, let's move on to the question number 1. Okay, for the question number 1, we have the directory structure that we are required to create a main directory inside home mahasiswa, named after our student ID and student name. Okay, in my case, I name it with my student ID, which is the 090312823281 and 10 underscore my name Azahra DZS. So which just consists of the 3 subdirectories: document, code, and arsip. Then we need to display them. Okay, first of all, we have to start the Linux and then type our password. Okay, now you can see that the user is Punjali and it's not root, so I want it to be root by clicking by typing the sudo su. Okay, and then now type your password. Okay, now the user is root Punjali VirtualBox home Punjali, because I want it in the main directory home mahasiswa, so we have to cd them. Okay, done, and proceed to create the main directory using the command make dir -p/home/mahasiswa/ your student ID / your name, then enter. So I want to check it again with the ls-1 and directory is appeared. Okay, this is the Punjali and this is the mahasiswa. Next, I created the subdirectory inside it using the same command which is the make dir -p. In this home mahasiswa / your student ID / your name / what subdirectory name you want. This one I use document, and repeat the same command for code and arsip. Okay, now I check the directory structure using the command ls-r. Okay, ls-r. Okay, and now this as you can see, the subdirectory is in there. This document, code, and arsip. Okay, now we move to the question number 2. Okay, next, in the question number 2, we are asked to create a file identitas.txt containing name, student ID, and study program. Then copy the file into the arsip directory while renaming it to identitas_backup.txt. Next, the identitas.txt file in the document directory is moved to the code directory and displayed. Okay. First of all, we create the file using the command echo -e, which contains the name, student ID, and study program, followed by redirect document /identitas.txt. Okay, I want to typing them. Okay, then I check it using the command ls-1, which confirmed that identitas.txt was successfully created. Next, we copy the file using the command cp document slash identitas.txt arsip identitas underscore backup txt. The first file is what file that you have, and the second one is what directory you wanna copy them. And then I wrote the different names, so it's we constantly make the different name to the file. Okay, then we check again with ls min1 again, and then the file was successfully copied, as you can see. Okay, next we move the identitas.txt from the document to the code directory and display it. Okay, with the command mv like move, the first file is what directory the file you have, and then the second is where you want to move it, and then enter, like then display it with ls min1 again, so it's finally like this. And then we can display the contents while using the cat arsip slash identitas underscore backup.txt, and it's appear like this. Okay, this is the name, the student ID, and the study program. Okay, next to the question number 3, that's a file permission management. In this question, we are asked to give the file owner permission to read and write, while the other user cannot access the identitas underscore backup.txt. Then we change the ownership to the file with root and the group staff. Okay, so to answer the question, we start by using the change mode 640 command, where 6 is allow the owner to read and write, 4 is allow the group read only, and 0 is not allow others to access the file. Okay, I type in. Okay, then we check the command using ls-l, and the output shows like this. This is the read write for the owner, read for the group, and nothing for the others. So to the next question, we change the ownership to root and the group to the staff, so it can be like this with the sudo change owner staff arsip identitas backup. Okay, so the command is sudo change owner, and then what owner you want to give it, and the file you want to change it. And then we check again using the same ls-l. Okay, we show that the ownership changed to the root staff from the root. Okay. Okay, for the next question, we have question number 4, which is the symbolic link. Symbolic link is when you have a original file and then it's linked to the other file. So when you change one file, that the other file is changed to. Okay, first of all, this question is required us to create a file named referencing underscore name.txt, for which we'll create the symbolic link. So first of all, we create the document. Here I save the document in directory my name, my student ID underscore my name, with the name referencing underscore name.txt. Then we check using ls -1. Okay. So as you can see, that's arsip, document, code, and the file we create is referency underscore nim.txt. Okay, next we create the symbolic link. The command of symbolic link is ln-s, targeted file, and then space the link name. So in here I use the ln-s referency underscore nim.txt, and the link name is shortcut underscore nim.txt. Okay, and then I display it with the ls again. ls mean ls-1. Okay, as you can see, that's a arsip, document, code, referencing underscore nim.txt, and then the link appears in blue as shortcut underscore nim.txt, which is content showing with the chat shortcut underscore nim.txt. And then as you can see, ini adalah dokumen sistem operasi milik Azahra Deza Syahputri dengan NIM 09031282328110. Okay, now the next step is we modify the contents of referency underscore nim.txt to the dokumen telah diperbaharui, which the comment is echo, and then redirect to referency underscore nim.txt, and then we check it with chat. Okay, it's changed, and now we show the symbolic link with chat shortcut underscore nim.txt, and then this also change. Why? Because like I told in the first, this happened because a symbolic link is simplify a reference to the original file. If we added the original file, the change will be reflected by the symbolic link and vice versa. If we delete the symbolic link, the original file don't affect, but if we delete the original file, the symbolic link will become useless or a FA file. Okay, we have the last question. Is question number 5, user mask. Okay, for the last question, we are asked to modify the user mask to 027, create a new file, and explain the role of umask in changing file permissions. Okay, here I will check the default umask value using the command umask. Okay, as you can see, that shows 0022. That means the default permission are read write for the owner, read only for the group, and others. Then I use the command umask 027. We change the umask, we check it with command umask, and disappear 0027. So here I create a empty file. When you wanna create an empty file, you will use command touch data nim. The file name is data underscore nim.txt. Okay, and then we check the umask, and then we check the permission of the file data underscore nim with ls-l. Okay, because we set umask to the 027, the default permission data underscore nim.txt is read write to the owner, read to the group, and no access to the other. Okay, so we down, and that's the conclusions of my explanation. I hope this video can gain us more understanding about the question what is a file directory, question 2 is file manipulations, question 3 is permission management, question 4 is symbolic links, and the last question is user mask. I hope you enjoy it. See you on the next video. Bye bye.